In the bustling city of Nairobi, there lived a man named Raymond, a young, powerful hotel owner known for his cold heart and sharp tongue. Every servant feared him, and his mansion stood as a monument to wealth, arrogance, and control. One rainy evening, a quiet girl named Amara arrived at his gate, drenched and shivering, asking only for a job and a chance to survive. Raymond hired her, not out of kindness, but because he saw desperation in her eyes, a desperation he could control. Amara cleaned floors, washed clothes, and served guests silently. She never spoke unless spoken to, never smiled unless forced. But what Raymond didn't know was that beneath her silence hid a strength and a secret that could change everything. Days turned into weeks, and Raymond began to notice small things. How Amara moved with grace, how her voice, though soft, carried weight. One night, when he couldn't sleep, he walked into the garden and saw her under the moonlight, writing something in a small, torn notebook. "What are you doing?" he asked sharply. She froze, then whispered, "Writing dreams, sir." That sentence haunted him. For the first time, he saw her not as a servant, but as a person, someone with a world he didn't understand. Slowly, he found excuses to see her, asking for tea, pretending to forget things, just to hear her voice again. Then one night, everything changed. The hotel's biggest investor visited, a ruthless man named Mr. Okello, who treated everyone with contempt. During a dinner, Amara accidentally spilled wine on his suit. The man raised his hand to strike her, but Raymond stopped him mid-air. "Touch her, and you'll regret it," he said coldly. The room went silent. That night, Amara knocked on his door to thank him. Raymond, caught between guilt and desire, whispered, "You don't belong here." She smiled faintly. "Neither do you, sir. You just don't know it yet." From that night, something unspoken began. Amara would clean his room by day, but at night, Raymond would secretly sit beside her in the kitchen, listening to her stories about a village she lost, a brother she searched for, a past full of pain. Every story stripped away his arrogance. He who had everything suddenly envied the peace in her brokenness. But Amara too was hiding something. One night, when he followed her after work, he saw her walk into a shelter, not to stay, but to teach poor children how to read. Raymond stood in the shadows, realizing the truth. She wasn't just a servant. She was light in disguise. The next morning, Raymond couldn't face her the same way. He raised her salary, gave her her own room, and began treating her with respect. The staff whispered, thinking the boss had fallen in love with his maid, and they were right. But Raymond didn't care. He wanted to help her dream. He offered to fund her studies, but she refused. "I don't need saving, sir. I just need space to grow." Those words shook him deeper than any rejection. The cold-hearted businessman began to change. He started visiting the orphanage she supported, donating anonymously. And in every act of kindness, he saw her reflection. Then came the storm, both real and emotional. One evening, Mr. Okello returned, angry about a failed deal, and exposed something shocking. Amara was the lost daughter of a wealthy family that Okello himself had destroyed years ago. Raymond stood frozen as Amara's eyes filled with tears. She turned to him. Now you know why I came here. I wanted to face the man who ruined my family's life, but Raymond wasn't that man. He had only inherited Okello's empire, and now he wanted to rebuild what Okello had broken. He kneeled before her, not as a master, but as a man finally free of pride. Stay, Amara. Let me help you heal, not because I owe you, but because I love you. For a long moment, silence ruled the room. Then, with trembling hands, she touched his face and whispered, "You already did." From that day on, the mansion changed. Laughter replaced orders, compassion replaced fear. Amara became more than his servant. She became his partner in life and in purpose. Together, they turned the hotel into a place of hope for the poor and forgotten. Years later, people would whisper the tale of the servant who stole her master's heart, not through beauty, but through grace. Raymond would smile and say, "She didn't steal my heart. She showed me I had one." And every night when the lights dimmed and the city slept, he would find her in the garden again, still writing dreams, not just her own this time, but theirs. Sometimes, love is born not from perfection, but from pain. It takes just one soul to remind another what humanity feels like. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to African Folktales Official for more breathtaking stories. See you in the next tale. Bye!